Hello, and welcome to the Paul Chandler Show. I'm your host, Paul Chandler. Tonight's episode will be first of a three-part series over the COVID-19 pandemic, in which we'll be covering in tonight's discussion procedure or CPT coding for COVID-19. When COVID-19 hit the United States, we did not already have codes in place in the CPT and HIPAA manuals to be able to conduct testing on patients, and also diagnosis codes, and also the telehealth codes. We did have those, but they were not quite as popular and used often most. So in this part one of a three-part series, we'll be looking at the CPT and HIPAA codes used in COVID-19 testing. So first we're going to discuss the actual testing itself. And then we're going to be looking at the codes for the new antibody test to see if the patient who doesn't show COVID-19 symptoms has already been exposed to COVID-19 and perhaps just already have gotten over the condition. And then also codes for doing the collection of the specimen as well. So when the first codes came out, there was a revision a little bit later. So we have a standard base of 4 U codes in the HIPAA manual and a CPT code. So we have U0001, U0002, U0003, U0004, and then the CPT code 87635. And remembering that the codes that begin with the U, so the U0001, 2, 3, and 4, are found in your HIPAA manual because they begin with the letter U, and then the CPT code 87635 can be found in your CPT manual because it is a 5-number CPT code. So first we just had, when the initial codes came about for testing, we had U001, U002, and 87635. So again, live television, ladies and gentlemen. So 87635. So again, those are the first 3 that we had. And with the U0001, that is for COVID-19 testing. That is, so I'll put testing over here because this is the section that we're in now. So the U0001 code was for COVID-19 conducted in a CDC lab. And then the U0002 code is for non-CDC labs where they perform COVID-19 testing. And then I'll skip for a moment the U0003 and 4 and go down to the 87635 since that was one of the first 3 initial codes that we had. And then the 87635 is for the commercial insurance carriers, as in like the non-Medicare and Medicaid, done in a non-CDC lab. That is the RNA-based technology. What I'm actually going to do is, I'll use red here. So I'm actually going to draw a line between these just to keep separate where all the notations are on the right side. There we go. So initially, those are the first 3 codes that we had. We had the U0001 for CDC lab testing, U0002 for non-CDC location-based lab test, and 87635 to use on commercial carriers for non-CDC lab testing, that is RNA-based technology. And then about a month or so later, then they also added U0003 and U0004. So with those codes, then those involve the high throughput technologies. So, and I'll be drawing some arrows here, and I'll keep them color-coded. So the high throughput technologies, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spell that out at the bottom here. So that way, I'm not just kind of cramming in a small little space there. So when I'm saying the phrase high throughput technologies, because up here I'll just be placing that as an HTT to acronym it out. So as I said, after about a month of having the COVID-19 testing, then they added the U0003, which is high throughput technologies, as far as simply the type of technology that's used. So while 87635 is for RNA-based technology, if you want to use an 87635, but instead it's done through the high throughput technologies, then the 87635 becomes the U0003 code. And so that's how I'm linking it together, and that's just based on the different types of technology that's used. And then they also created, at the same time, the U0003 code. They also created U0004. And with that code, so that is also a high throughput technologies type of procedure that is done, but that is linked to the U0002 would be changed to a U004. U0004? That sounds better. Yeah. All the zeros in here, you know. So, and there we go. So, based on type of technology, the initial 3 and then that became the 5 different CPT and HIPAA codes that we have based on the testing itself. So again, just to recap, U0001, and make sure you got all the zeros in there, that is for COVID-19 tests performed in a CDC lab. U0002 is for a non-CDC lab location for the COVID-19 testing. And then the 87635 is for a non-CDC lab based on the RNA form of technology type of testing that's used with commercial insurance carriers. But then if it's high throughput technology, then instead of the 87635 code, we would use the U0003 code. Or instead of the U0002 code, for the non-CDC based, we would use U0004 if it's the high throughput technology as well. And so all in all, we have the 5 different codes based on the conducting the lab test for COVID-19 testing. And then for the antibody testing, we have 2 possible codes. The 2 codes that we use for the antibody testing are 86328 and 86769. So both of these codes are used for the antibody testing for COVID-19. And there's just minor differences as far as the descriptions, with code 86328 for immunoassays for infectious agent antibodies, qualitative or semi-quantitative, single-step method, for example, a Regent strip, for the COVID-19 condition. And then the 86769 code for the antibody condition for COVID-19 itself. So that's the major differences. Again, it's the verbiage with the 86328 code for the qualitative or semi-quantitative for the COVID-19 testing for immunoassay. And then we have, as far as the collections, we have 4 possible codes there, all based on the location on where it is actually being collected, the specimen for the patient to be able to send out for testing. If it is conducted in the office, then the good old-fashioned 99211 CPT code. And of course, we would use Modifier 25 if that ends up being applicable based on that visit. And then we have C9803 if it is in a hospital, outpatient department. Then we have 2 G codes and HIPAA for the differences that other locations where the specimen may be obtained. We have G 2023 and G 2024 for if the home, or I use the phrase private residence where the patient lives in their own house, or if it's conducting the specimen location in the nursing home, for example, an assisted living facility, or we have if it is also then being agency. There we go. Or if it's being collected in a home health agency. So the 4 different possible locations that we have as far as the coding for collecting the specimen if it's being sent out for testing for possible COVID-19. 99211 if the collection is done in the office setting. Again, marked out of 25 for the modifier may be applicable based on a certain counter. Or if it is collected in a hospital outpatient department, C9803. Or if it's collected in a home, as in private residence, nursing home, or also a home health agency, then the 2 possible codes we have are G 2023 or G 2024. And that concludes part 1 of 3 in our series on COVID-19. Today we're talking about the CPT and HIPAA coding. Tune in tomorrow for part 2, where we'll be discussing the diagnosis codes using COVID-19 testing. And then finally on part 3, we'll be talking about the telehealth codes used for COVID-19. I do again thank you for watching this part 1 of 3 for the COVID-19 series, and have an awesome rest of the night. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's so easy. It's right there. The little button. Just push it. Subscribe. I got all night. Nothing else to do. Just subscribe.